Shalom. We are continuing our limud of Sefer Yeshayahu. We are in Perek Nun Ches. Nun Ches is actually right in the middle of the Haftarah of Yom Kippur, which is a great Yom Kippur drasha, and very, very beautiful. It makes us think about what does Hashem want on Yom Kippur, and of course every day of a Tainus as well. And it starts off with HaKadosh Baruch Hu speaking to the Nevi'im, who are the spiritual leaders of Am Yisrael, or Rashi says the Talmidei Chachamim generally. Kara, you Talmidei Chachamim, you Manhigei Yisrael, Kara begarain al tachsoich, call out loudly with your throat. Al tachsoch, do not hold out, hold back. Kashofar harem kolecha, raise your voice like a shofar, which is also an alarm clock, the Rambam says. Uru yeshena mishinaschem, that those of us who are asleep must wake up. Haged li'ami pisham. Tell Klal Yisrael what their sins are. Again, with love, with care. But don't just be a feel-good leader. Tell us what we need to be misaking. Ulebeis Yaakov chatasam. Beis Yaakov would be, in this case, not the women, Rashi says, and the Amei Haaretz, who don't know. So that's interesting. Ami are those who are knowledgeable, and for them, their sins might be pesha, might be mazid. Beis Yaakov, which are the Amei Haaretz, their sin would be chata, shaygeg, they don't know better. Tell them. And now, Pasuk Beis is a strong teichacha even to those of us who are Baruch Hashem in the frum world. Right? We keep mitzvahs, we daven, we put on tefillin, we follow the rules. Why doesn't Hashem answer us? And Hashem says, V'yaisi yaim yidrashun. There are people who are seeking me every single day. Das drachai yechpatzon. They want to know the ways of Hashem. They want to know, why is there corona? Why is there war? Why did Putin invade the Ukraine? Why is there terrorism in Eretz Yisrael? They want to know the ways of Hashem. But what is their attitude? Kegoy asher tzedakah asa. But they're acting as if they're a nation that has done righteousness, so they're entitled to know. They should have an in with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Umishpat elokav layazav. They act as if they never had forsaken the laws of Hashem. Yishaluni mishpatei tzedek. They want to know the righteousness of my judgments. Kirvas elokim yechpatzon. They say they want to be close to Hashem. And then he's putting words in their mouths. Lamat samnu v'lo ra'isa, and they call out to me, why, Hashem, we have fasted, and you have not seen our fast, you have not redeemed us. Ininu nafshenu, we have afflicted our soul, v'lo seidan, you seem not to know. Why? I do everything right. And Hashem says, Hein b'yoim tzamchem timtzu chayvetz. Do you think you will find grace in your fast day? V'chol atzveichem tingosu. When you oppress the people that owe you money. So again, it's very, very amazing that this Perek of Yeshayahu, this Haftarah of Yom Kippur, is bedafka emphasizing the Bein Adam l'chaveirei. That people could be so from davening and fasting and doing all the mitzvahs. But they lend money to people on cruel terms and demand payment. Hein l'riv u'matzah tatsumu. You fast while you engage in quarrel and machlokas. The word matzah, even though it's the same word as Pesach, matzah means machlokas. L'riv u'matzah tatsumu. You fast while you engage in hateful machlekes. Lahakais biegrei fresha. You smite people with a fist of evil. Again, it's lav dafka, physical smiting, but you are cruel to people. Lo satsumu kayim lashmiya b'maram kelchem. You will not be able to fast like that and assume that your prayers are going to be heard by Hashem. Is this the fast that I choose? Yom Anos Adam Nafsho, a day of affliction, which Yom Kippur is. Halachov ki agmon rosho. What does God want? Do I want you to bend your head the way a reed bends, like a real frum, bending my head? V'sak v'efer yatzia. Again, we don't do this today, but you put on sackcloth and ashes. Halazeh tikratzayim. Is that what a fast day is about? Looking sad and glum and bending your head and wearing sack and ashes? V'yayim ratzayin l'Hashem. Is that the day that God will have ratzayin for you? Grace. Halo zeh tzayim avchareyu. You want to know what I call a fast? Of course you have to fast, of course. But it should stimulate you to behave with love and concern and rachamim. And that is the fast that I want. Pateach chartzubais resha. Open up the chains of evil by which you tie people. You abuse them in different ways. Hater agudos motor. Release the ropes of oppression. Shalach ritzutzim chavshim. Those who are broken and crushed because you turned them into slaves. Set them free. V'chol maita tenakeyu. So maita means perversion. All perversion, crooked judgments. Pull away. Halai parais l'ra'ev lachmecha. Give of your bread to the hungry. V'yaniyim merudim tavi bayis. And take the deepest of the poor and bring them into your home. Ki sira harein v'kisisai. When you see a naked person, lav dafka naked, you give them clothing. Umibsarcha lo tisaleim. And do not hide yourself from your own flesh and blood, because every single yid is mishpacha. How can I hide myself from someone that is my own flesh and blood? And if you do that with your tightness, Hashem says, Az yibaka kashachar ayrecha. The light that God will give you will break forth from the darkness of Golus, like the dawn coming after the night. V'yaru chasecha, and your healing, mehera titzmach, shall grow quickly. V'halach lefanecha tzidkecha, and the righteousness of your charity shall walk in front of you, as if to say, it'll banish all of your enemies. It'll be like a protection. Kavod Hashem yasvecha. The glory of Hashem will gather you and protect you. Oz tikra. And then you will call to Hashem. Hashem yana. Hashem will answer. Tishava. You will cry out. Vayomer hineni. And Hashem says, I'm here for you. Im tasir mitaychecha maita. If, once again, you remove from your midst mota, the perversion of judgment, where the rich were getting judgments against the poor. Sholach etzba. Now this is interesting. In other words, you remove perversion of justice, and sholach etzba is you remove finger pointing. So Mepharshim learn, remove the idea of blaming others. When things happen, we say, oh, it's because of Yanim's chait. Don't blame others. Take responsibility. V'daber oven, and speaking perversity. V'tafek l'ra'ev nafshecha. And you give to the hungry your soul. So this is an interesting idea. Not just giving the ani food. Sometimes you throw a person food and you treat them like nothing, and they have much shame and much humiliation. But here it says, give the hungry your nefesh, your time, your love, your respect. Let them feel that they are worthy people. V'nefesh nana taspia, and then the soul of the deprived you shall give satiation. So again, I would suggest that this refers to the psychological comfort. And then v'zarach b'cheshech harecha, your light will shine in the darkness of Golus. V'yafei lascha, in your deep darkness kitzarayim, like high noon. V'nachacha Hashem tamid, and Hashem will always lead you. V'yisbia b'tzachtzachus nafshecha, He will satisfy your nefesh even in thirst. Tzachtzachos is tzimaon ubetzoris. V'yatzmosecha yachlitz, He will strengthen your bones, even your physical bones. V'yisa kagan raveh, and you, meaning the Jewish people as a whole, will be like a fertile garden. Uchamaitza ramayim, and like a spring of water, asher lo yechazvu meimav, that its water will never dry out in the summer. Uvanu mimcha, and from you Jewish people who do these good deeds, charvos olam, even the ruins of Eretz Yisrael that have been desolate for so many years, charvos olam, will be built up. Mostei dor v'dor tekomem, all of the institutions of all the generations, you will be able to bring back. V'kairei lecha, and the world will look at you and declare, Goder Peretz, you are the one that built up the breaches in the wall. You kind of restored things. Mishavev nesivas lashaves. You restored the roads. You fixed the walls. You restored the roads so people can reach their place of destination. So largely, until this point that we're going to read in a moment, the pasuk is talking about Bein Adam L'Chaverei, but now it ends with a message about Shabbos, and many halachos of Shabbos are learnt from these last two psukim in Perek Nunches, which are also the last psukim of the Haftarah of Yom Kippur. Im tashiv mi Shabbos raglecha, if you refrain because of Shabbos your legs, meaning to say, you don't go chutz l'tchum, meaning you understand that even if I keep the malachas, there's another halacha. I don't go beyond the tchum Shabbos. Asayis chafatzecha b'yom kadshi, you refrain from doing your business on my holy day. V'karasa l'Shabbos eineg, and you proclaim Shabbos to be a delight. L'kdeish Hashem, the holy day of God, mechubad, should be honored. So here we actually learn out that there's a mitzvah called eineg Shabbos. So eineg would be to eat fine foods. And there's the union of kavod Shabbos, which is lighting neiros and wearing good clothing. Eineg and kavod, they're technically not the Araisa, but they're called Divrei Kabbalah from the prophets. Karaso l'Shabbos eineg, v'likdeish Hashem mechubad. The Gemara also makes the point that Kadesh Hashem is marbeh Yom Kippur, in which there's no mitzvah of eineg Yom Kippur because you don't eat, but you honor Yom Kippur b'ksus nekiah and with hadlakas haneres. Chazal also have a drasha, v'karaso l'Shabbos eineg. The karasa, you should proclaim Shabbos, that's Kiddush. Eineg is meal, and this is the source of the well-known halacha of Ein Kiddush. Ella b'makayim suda, you can only be Yaitse Kiddush if you have a Seudas Shabbos, which can either be bread, or cake, or wine. Consult your local Orthodox rabbi. But the makor of Ein Kiddush Ela b'makam Suda is v'karasa l'Shabbos eineg, b'makam eineg yehei Kiddush. So, if you keep Shabbos, if you honor Shabbos, if you have oneg Shabbos, if you have kavod Shabbos, v'chibadatem yasei sh'rachecha, and you honor it, from not doing your business, b'mso chepzecha, from even planning a business transaction, that's even if you're not doing it, daber davar, and not to speak about divrei chol, oz tisana gal Hashem, then you will merit, in the merit of honoring Shabbos, the day of Hashem, the holy day of God, you will get the pleasure of feeling the Shekhinah. V'hir kavticha, and Hashem says, and I will ride you al bama sayaretz, as if you will be on top of the world. You will be in a place of such gedula. V'chalticha nachlas Yaakov avicha, I will give you the inheritance that I promised Yaakov. And Rashi explains that that's called a nachala b'li mitzarim. That is called an inheritance without limits, because with Abraham it was haaretz asher taraya, the land that you see. With Yaakov, uparatzta yoma v'kedma v'tzafena v'negma, east, west, north, south. It was not limited by what he sees, and that is Shabbos. That is called the nachala b'li mitzarim. Now, how is that going to be fulfilled? Yemosa Mashiach, Olam Haba, we don't really know. But there is a musig of Nachala B'li Mitzarim. Ki Pi Hashem Diber. These are the words of God. It is going to be this way. You can rest assured. And this is the end of Perek Nun Ches, and the end of the Haftarah of Yom Kippur.